So what's up, fam? Let's get things started. Looking at just a little bit about the markets today. Gonna be looking at USDT dominance. Gonna be looking at Bitcoin, of course, and some altcoins. You know, let's see. It's been a while since we looked at AI coins, so I think it might be a little fun to see how those are turning out. It's been a little while, and I feel like while Bitcoin is choppy going sideways, maybe we can find some gems out there. All right. So, just to start out, guys, USDT dominance here. The thing that's interesting me is while I'm still thinking that over time we probably come up to these upwards levels at the daily in this SR up here, I could see something like this happening where we come down, bounce off this support zone for a higher low potentially, and then come up to these zones up here afterwards. Reason being, as you can see, looking left, is 4.17, 4.18 region. Had a nice bounce off it here, rejection here, here. So essentially coming down and bouncing off that zone and holding it. I think that's a distinct possibility. I would not be surprised. And I bet if I take a fib pull, low to high, let me turn on my settings here. That's also the golden pocket support zone. So taking a pull from low to high here. So would not be surprised. Like, yes, this was a nice little bounce for Bitcoin and altcoins, but I don't think we're personally out of the woods yet. Of course, if we end up losing this region, then this could just be a large deviation here. And if so, I expect us probably to come all the way back down to the 4.4% zone here on USDT dominance. And at that point, maybe even lower, because then you have something like this where you have one high, lower high, and another lower high. So if we do that, that would be the most bullish scenario. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. I still think we're going to chop around some more coming into the halving. I'm welcome to change my bias on that for sure. Like, if we do end up pushing down under this zone and come to these lows, probably come all the way down to the weekly. If we get that, then I think Bitcoin and altcoins will have a nice move up. However, do I think that's going to happen right now? No, I just don't have enough data to think that yet. At the moment, like I said, guys, lost short-term support on USDT dominance here at this 4.2% level, but I really want to see what kind of reaction we get once we come down here. So I think what that means for those that haven't looked at USDT dominance before, USDT dominance is inverse BTC and inverse like a lot of altcoins. It's basically like if you have USDT dominance and like total market cap side by side, they're essentially opposite charts. And so coming down to these levels, that would mean Bitcoin and altcoins will probably have a little bit more of a pump today in the next few days if we do that. However, once we actually do come down to these levels, and for example, if we do get a bounce on USDT dominance, then a lot of our coins will take another hit. So just be careful. We're not out of the woods yet. I don't think we're. I wish I could say we're so back. We are so back, but just want to keep everyone's heads a little level right now. So looks like I drew a bit of a little smiley face there, huh? So that's a little bit about USDT dominance. Just little having a little fun there. Let's see. Let's do another one. Maybe we can look at Bitcoin before we look at Ethereum. Pull up the BTC USD chart here. All right. So 4-hour chart here on Bybit. Let me get rid of these So old plays here. So overall, BTC had a nice reaction off of the support zone. Fib pull, low to high. Great bounce off that golden pocket so far. Have a 5% bounce. Not bad at all. I mean, one thing that I will say that I like about this is whenever you do have a nice bounce off the golden pocket like that, where you have a move, golden pocket bounce, sometimes you do see a lot of times that's a good place for continuation of rallies. So that is something to keep in mind. However, do I think that this is, the reversal we're really looking for? Not really. Overall, I still want us to really get back above $69,000. That's the biggest region of resistance we have, in my opinion, on this chart, between like 69 and say like 68.4. So we can draw that as like a zone of resistance here. Wow. Okay. Let's fix that. So yeah, if we get back above this zone of resistance here, if this rally continues, USDT dominance dumps, and we get something like this, that's your bullish scenario. Bearish scenario would be exactly us coming up to basically $69,000. This is where that support zone we talked about on USDT dominance is. I feel like a rejection there would not be surprising. And, if you want to get a little cheeky with it, could even take a little shorty short there too. Aim for these 59K targets. Would I recommend shorting right now? I'm not a huge shorter, as you guys know, right now at least, while we're in bullish conditions. However, I just think a couple things are lining up for this to play out, possibly, especially with USDT dominance doing what it's doing. So this is definitely an idea that I have, and yeah, I would not discount that idea. I'll probably take that short depending on, what kind of confirmations we have up at these levels. Like I'll probably look at open interest data and CVD and things like that to see if we possibly have like a lot of trap shorts going into that, trap longs going into that level. It'll just kind of depend. So don't blindly set limits is what I'm saying for this level. That's 68,611. Just be careful. If Bitcoin is coming up to these levels and is just absolutely melting faces, I don't think I'll probably take the short. I'll wait for like lower time frames to see if, on the 5 to 10, 15 minute to see if we're closing candles above this region, this zone, especially above this 69K level. And if we are, then I'll probably hold off on taking the short. If we're failing to close above it, then I'll probably get in. If we close above the level on on lower time frames, I'll hold off. And then if we start failing to stay above 69K and show some weakness, then I'll probably get in the short. So you got a couple scenarios there. You got to just be careful. Let's see. Had a nice value area low bounce here at the golden pocket too. So I had a lot of confluence there, man. This was a great opportunity down here at the CC low. And the thing that's kind of interesting here is we are trying to get it back above that point of control, which overall, if we get back above here, close like this next 4-hour candle above that level, then it's very well possible this is a higher low situation. We come all the way up to the value area high. So just be very careful. That's why we've got two scenarios here, why I'm not blindly shorting. I'll wait for what kind of reaction we get at that level. Can I show where I draw fib to get? Yeah, I can do that. So go to your Fibonacci fib retracement, and I take it, in this case, I'm taking it from this local swing low here on this wick to our swing high and high of this recent rally up here. The other fib retracement tool, I mean not tool, but the other fib pull you could take is from this low to this high up here. But the reason that I don't like that one as much is, to me, this move already completely played out. You came all the way down and bounced off of the 886 of this pull. So for me, I just don't think that this one's really useful at this point. But the second one, where we bounced off that GP, very useful. All right. So that's like my 4-hour range analysis here on Bitcoin, what I'm looking at for that. You know, overall, of course, we want to see these highs flipped in the end at 71,326. I think if we come back up and come up to retest these levels all the way up here, I don't think this zone of resistance holds again. I think we probably make our way at the very least back up to 74K or so. I don't think these liquidity up here holds. I think we go higher. Honestly though, nice strong candle here on BTC. Like this is a nice bounce overall. You know, yeah, looks pretty good. RSI still has a ways to go. See if we get rejected by the 50 level or not. You know, that's what happened back here whenever we had our first bounce off of this little bit of a pullback that we had. We had a bounce at this local golden pocket, even though it was kind of substantial. You know, we rejected basically right off the 50 level on the RSI, which is bearish. And we came back down. And so right now, while this RSI is being formed and we're getting back above the point of control, while we got 30 minutes left, if we end up closing below this 50 level on the RSI, then we might see something like this. And then you could form divergences and do something like that. But at the time, like until we get back above that level, I am still being very cautious here. All right, so that's my Bitcoin analysis. Let's see if anyone has any questions real quick. What's up, Weather? How you doing, man? All right. So kind of the same thing with Ethereum, bouncing off the value area low here. Honestly, like Ethereum, it's weaker than Bitcoin at the moment. One chart that we're going to look at is Bitcoin dominance, guys. So that's an important one. As you can see, you've got 4-hour supply coming up, as well as the point of control here. So what do I think is going to happen here on Ethereum? I think, you know, locally, yes, you flip 4-hour highs here, but this area of resistance is going to be big for ETH, and I think short term we probably do get rejected here. You know, would I take a short? If you're into scalping, something like this would be fine. Not scalping, this is basically a swing, but coming up to this zone, something like that would not surprise me, and this would be a good risk reward short as well. Just coming up, you have two confirmations here. I mean, two confluences here with the supply and the point of control. Local fib pull from high to low. You've also got a local golden pocket there, so not a bad short in my opinion. Especially, like I said, a lot of this is contingent on USDT dominance, guys. So just saying, just because I'm drawing these opportunities on here doesn't mean that I'm going to personally take them. Like, I'm not going to just set these limit orders here at 634.77. I'm going to see what all the variables we talked about today, how they end up looking once we come up to like a level like this at 3,400. So we still got, you know, at least another 2% move up before I start looking at if I'm going to take the short or not. All right. And then let's take a look at Solana. So Sol here, I'm going to tighten this volume pool real quick. Sol is actually one that looks really nice here. I think on higher time frames, Sol actually is one of the better looking charts. Overall, I feel like it would be wise for us to look at the weekly here on Sol. So overall, I actually do think that anything above really $173 is a buy for me on Solana, because as you guys can see, you've got a couple of distinct zones here. Anything above 173 can take you all the way back up to all-time highs, essentially, as such. Break below 173 could go all the way down to next range lows at around 136, which I would be a buyer here. But honestly, guys, like if we get a pullback on BTC, I would definitely pick up some more spot Sol at 173. And if we start closing a weekly under that level, then next level of interest would be down here at 136. If you're looking for like a pinpoint entry, one area that I've been really interested in is this daily and previous range high level at around 127, 125. So something like this. Oops, 1 second. Something like this would be like a pinpoint entry for that. Obviously, this is just like a possibility. I don't see, like, I'm not saying that I think that we're going to be coming down to this region right now, because I actually don't. I think Sol is pretty strong right now. Higher time frames on the RSI. I mean, yes, you're kind of double toppy here on the weekly. I still think we could probably push a little higher, but like I said, I'm not too worried about Solana until 173.5 is lost on the weekly. Overall, this is one of the better looking charts right now in crypto. All right. So there's BTC, ETH, and Solana. I know that we some of you guys probably got in Rune with me last night. Congratulations if so. I mean, it hasn't moved up a whole lot yet, but in my opinion, this one has potential room to run. Just looking at it in terms of, you know, what confluences I had at that level. While I didn't like that we lost the 4-hour 200 moving average here, I do like that we came down to historical SR here to 7.272. Not only did you hold it once, twice, and now a third time, but just looking left, this was your previous rejection zone at the top of this rally in December. And so holding it was pretty important. And you also had 4-hour bullish divergence here on the RSI. As you can see, higher lows on the oscillator, lower lows on price action. So this is one that I'm still in, still looks good, in profit. So we'll see how it plays out. All right. Cool. And so I know I was going to look at some AI coins. So we're going to do that. Because I think, you know, while they're not pumping, guys, you're basically seeing like a lot of quietness on the TL on these. You know, while they're not going up, people forget about them, in my opinion. And while that's fine, I think that this is the time to be looking for entries. Overall, I'm thinking that this daily support zone here on render is one that I would be a buyer at. We take a fib pull from this swing low to this high. You got a pretty fair amount of confirmations here as well. So coming down to this zone, this would be a great place for a potential higher low. And for continuation on this rally, you know, daily RSI is kind of, by the time it comes down to these levels, I do think that we're going to be in pretty heavily oversold conditions down here, which means you're going to have, you know, higher highs on price action, but you're going to basically at that point have, you know, from these highs, you're going to have lower lows on the RSI like this. So you're going to start forming hidden bull divs at that point on the daily. So yeah, I would be looking to load up on some more render down there at basically like the $8 region down to 6.8. All right. And this is one, guys, that I've been really liking as of late. It's Tau. Just because I think that I saw that, you know, a lot of whales were dumping their Tau positions recently, and I think that it's been providing a good buying opportunity. I bought a pretty good amount of Tau here at 537, getting on the 4 hour now. I do think that this one is one that I think could hit at least like 1K in the future. And so, for example, if we end up getting any sort of retest of this 538 region, where this, not only it's SR of this range, but you have this 4 hour order block here as well, I would for sure be a buyer of Tau. Oh, wow. And 4 hour RSI perfectly bouncing off that 50 level. That's juicy, man. That looks nice. Hopefully we do come down to get a retest here, because that would be like the perfect entry zone for not only like picking up spot, but I think this would be a nice long opportunity too. And I would take this all the way to 1K at that point. That's the plan. DCA would be at like 527, and it would look like this. This is definitely not one to sleep on. As you can see in this whole AI list, if I do it by percent change, you can see which two are outperforming. So Tau and FET, actually. So we should look at FET too. If this happens, it also forms head and shoulders. This is not going to be a head and shoulders. You don't have a left shoulder here. If you consider this to be a left shoulder, it would be all the way down here. Something like this. If you got that, then you would have like a 4 hour head and shoulders, but not until you break below like $400. All right, did I post that Tau setup? I'm going crazy. Yo, glad you guys are enjoying it. You got 150 people in here. Thank you guys for being here. It means a lot. Lots of familiar faces. So glad to see you guys. Hope you all are having a great Thursday. Yeah, Focus. Let's check ADA. Anything for my bro Focus. Interesting enough, ADA, while I'm still looking for it to come down to these levels down here, I am liking. You got the same sort of like setup here, kind of like on Rune with the 4 hour bull divs. And this is a really strong support zone on ADA. I mean, you've got bounces here once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, really 7. And so I think that ADA probably does have some room to run here. Let's see if you can size this up correctly, though. Still, like, at this point, I mean, yeah, that's not a bad long by any means. I think I would probably take my first profit point about there at 0.63, and you don't really have that much resistance there, so all the way back up here at 789. This is just a potential play. I mean, overall, if you wanted to be even safer about it, like full confirmations, you could wait till the 4-hour candle closes here. Make sure you close on a higher high here on the 4-hour. As you can see, above these previous highs from Wednesday of last week. If you do close above these highs, then yeah, you should be golden. At least to this level here. Like I said, USDT dominance, it really does look like it'll let alts run a little bit more here, and Bitcoin. So I don't think these pumps are exactly over yet. I thought nothing. I was going crazy for a second. Yo, Rune is skyrocketing right now. Hopefully some of you guys got in. We're up a little over 5% right now. Four-hour candle close in 18 minutes on all these coins. So let me post this in chat. Take a look at FET and see what it's been doing. Oops. FET. I mean, it's not looking bad here. There's just not really like a play to be had right now, because I think you could get rejected in this zone here. You're also at 4-hour resistance right now. So I wouldn't take a short by any means, because I still think these coins have a little bit more to go. One like FET though, I'm not long on that resistance. I would not. I would personally, like, if we did get something like this on FET, I would like that. So what I mean is something like this. If we do end up making a lower high here, then maybe we get something like that. We'll see. This one would take a while to play out if we do get it, so I'll have to come back to it. 1,500 people fading class. Man, y'all need to jump in. We got 10 more since I last checked, though. 160. Ajax. Look at that wick on Ajax. Damn. Someone market bought. Because this is a spot chart, so someone threw their USDT in Ajax on Binance. But you took the liquidity at the supply zone. I'd like that. Wait, wrong fit pull. 1 second. Alright. Got a little space to run here. Ocean. If you can if you can get back above this 4-hour level here in Ocean, I think this could be a nice play. So if you get a 4-hour flip there, I would take this. It's pretty clean, because once you're back above that level, such as like this, you know, I just have my stops below these previous wicks. It's to me, pretty clean setup. Look at the 4-hour here, 4-hour divs essentially. You are still making higher lows here on Ocean, as you can see. So market structure is still bullish. I don't see a reason why. There's no reason for me to be bearish on this one. GRT. This is another one kind of similar to what we talked about. I want to see if we close, how we close our 4 hour here above these local highs. We've got 13 minutes till then. If we do, I think we do go higher. It's just the issue is like your next resistance is so close here. It's at 0.359. So, yep, okay. Only thing that I would do on GRT is I wouldn't take the long down here. However, if you come up and flip this level, then I would jump in. Because then I think you can mark up all the way back to the top side of this range. But not until you get that flip. So I got my alert set on that level. See if we get it on the 4 hour. Because a lot of these AI coins, guys, like the reason that I'm looking at these is I think they pump really hard whenever the market turns bullish again. And for me, like all of these are showing like a no break in bullish structure, basically. Even on the 4 hour, like, yeah, you lose range lows, but you're not really breaking your overall structure here. So I don't see a reason why these couldn't be putting in higher lows. Nice. All right. WorldCoin came so close to our zone here that we looked at last week. Just front ran it. Overall, yeah, actually, see if we got an 886. Came so close to that 886 too. I still think, I mean, I don't know if we get this if the market ends up pumping, just in general still, but I don't think I would jump into this coin until we get this. Something like that. Do I think we're going to get it? I don't know. But do I want to get it? Of course. So I will wait. All right. Let's go to our Unity watch list here. Let's pull up some whiff coin. So if you guys saw my tweet the other day, I basically just talked about how out of all the meme coins out there right now, whiff is the one that's holding up the best. And it has been holding up the best throughout every single market dump, throughout every time Bitcoin bounces. Whiff is one of the ones that bounces the most. And I don't think that's going to change yet. 50 level in the RSI is getting back tested bearishly. So that's, I guess, like a short-term indicator. Maybe it's getting exhausted here. The thing is you're still above previous range highs here on whiff. So that's not bearish. I think that, you know, I'll probably start loading up on whiff spot. You know, I have some, but I'm going to be buying more if we get a retest of this level here. 3.56. Of course, if we get range lows there, fib pull from this low to high, I'm going to be buying here at the golden pocket. And so, yeah, for sure. These are the three levels that I would be picking up spot. 3.56, 3.06, 2.09. Obviously, I'm going to employ the same DCA strategy that I always talk about with these. And so I'm going to compound my buy, not compound, but I'm going to go in heavier with my buys with each level. And yeah, this is something I think having whiff in your portfolio, guys, is going to be really, really good idea coming into the bull run. You know, the second leg of this bull run where retail comes back and you start hearing about crypto everywhere on the news and such. I think that whiff is one of the meme coins that will do really well still. See if that goes through. There we go. See. Doge here. Trying to think what I like about this one, where I like it. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking like higher time frames. I know you guys saw that I started rebuying Doge, like Doge Spot. However, on these lower time frames, it's more so telling me pullback is likely. Could wait. You got a couple of regions here, like now you have a 4-hour OB here that you could potentially get a bounce off of for continuation. Still haven't come down to this golden pocket level yet. So overall, two areas that I'd be looking at. Either you have this little scalp here on Doge, something like that, or you come down to this SR level where we have the golden pocket here on Doge for something like this. You could wait for the flip of this level too at 186, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's another possibility, I suppose, but I'll probably just set these limits instead. All right. Let's see if I want to look at anything else. Yeah, we covered a lot of these coins. XLM, XRP. XRP had a pretty strong candle there on the 4-hour. Good bounce. But man, is this coin awful to trade. It's literally just barcodes and goes sideways for most of its existence. Basically, this thing is just like news driven. That's about it. So if I were an XRP maxi, I probably wouldn't even touch this coin whenever it comes to trading. I would just spot and hold. Which even then, you got opportunity cost spot holding XRP, guys. Like, I have some, but at the same time, like, it hardly does anything till the end of cycles historically. So you could honestly just wait to buy XRP till, like, you know, Bitcoin you feel like is getting close to a top, and you probably would still catch the bulk of the move. XRP will fly this cycle. Man, you need to give me what you're smoking. I'm just kidding, man. Well, guys, I think you know, thanks for listening to me ramble for the last hour. How about I'll look at two coins for you guys that come from the audience, okay? So if you guys put in some coins in the chat, I'll pick two of them and then we'll take a look at them. It is true. If you want to get liquidated, XRP is the coin for you. Completely agree. All right, yeah, we can I already chose. So we're going to look at Vanry, and we'll look at big time. I feel like I see a lot of you guys looking at big time, so maybe there's something up with big time that we can have a look at. So Vanry here lost the lows, but at the same time, like, to me, this is actually pretty good setup for like a what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that essentially we came down, retested these range highs here, the previous range highs. So I think a reclaim play would actually be kind of nice here. To me, if you bought spot on this coin, that's a great idea. I think, you know, just looking at this, like a lot of these other coins, they're having pretty weak reactions today off of Bitcoin's pump. Vanry's pumped 10% off of just the market having a bounce. So this is the kind of thing you want to see, guys, is you essentially want to look for the strong coins, because ones that hold up well during dumps also usually push up the most during pumps. It's on our watch list. It's the highest, the greatest gainer of the day. So what I would be doing, 2 minutes left, honestly, I would buy. This is one that I would buy because I think that this pump is probably going to continue, and I would still DCA down here at this OB, not here, so I'll just do that. But I think that, you know, this one, it actually looks pretty good, especially if you close above this SR level here on the 4 hour. Not bad at all. Vanry looks good. Doesn't look bad by any means. All right, and then take a look at I don't think it needs it, man. I think this thing it's gonna do its thing on its own without me. And then the other one was big time, wherever I dropped that one. Let's see, where did I put it? I'll just search for it again. Big time here on the 4 hour. Let's actually look at the daily here. Daily needs a reclaim of this level at 314 before we can start talking about this going higher. Four hour, yeah, you're getting rejected by that level pretty heavily. So yeah, two scenarios here on big time. You got to see a reclaim of this level to be able to go higher. That's step one. If you don't get that reclaim, then honestly, like, I'd be looking at this level down here to take the liquidity at this wick. That would be the next area I'd be looking at. So either you get a flip there or a bounce there, one or the other. 314 or so. All right, guys, so we went over a lot of coins today, probably about at least like 10. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. It was a fun stream today, lots of participation. I appreciate you guys for being here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this little market pump today. Hopefully it's bringing your spirits up a little bit, making you less depressed. I get it though. It's hard to be patient after when we're in a bull trend. Watching price go up and up and up day after day for the most part makes people a little anxious, impatient whenever we do have pullbacks. But the important thing is that you guys have exposure to this market, and in my opinion, have enough USDT ready in case you do get buying opportunities. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and post a link to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could like and subscribe, I'm going to be putting this on here today. And for those that just want a refresher, or at the same time, just if you weren't here and only caught the end of the stream, the whole thing will be on there. So no worries. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a great Thursday and a great weekend. Thanks, Caleb. I appreciate it as always. And I'll catch you guys next week, okay? Thank you, guys.